So how are all of you doing this evening? Go ahead.
I'm great.
Now I'm not hearing.
Can you hear me?
So this is a little glitch that I'm going to have to figure out why I can't hear you.
Volume button. Sometimes if you're plugged into something,
Since I'm wide open, so why is it not? Hang on, Mike. I got a little oomph here. Let's figure out why I can't hear you. Sound settings.
So I'll just kind of keep talking nonsense. So if the sound does come back on, then at least you can hear it. You can hear me, and you don't have to like, oh, did that work?
Most of this is the AJ Dems that are.
Here, you got to get them all marked.
Oh, you go through and it's bingo. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out something for candidates, and I still don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear you.
Yes, I can't hear you. That's the part I need to fix. All right, hang on a minute, Mike.
Yeah, I'll just keep talking, figure it out. Yeah, you'll hear me just chatting away, waiting for the maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I know the internet's a little wonky. The places I'm at where like we won't get great sound or video quality, but usually it's more like chirpy. A little stops, like a word or two, and then it like in the old Max Headroom show.
The funny thing is that I see me going, but I can't hear you guys, which is horrible.
Speaker.
And I know you're not muted.
Might be the setting in the Zoom.
All right. Hey, really, I see you talking, Mike, but I can't hear you. So let's go to we're going to go to our mobile cam and see if she can make it work on her mobile. So you can walk around and ask questions.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe the
Count was coming across this one.
Can you hear me? Hear me? Hello? Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, can you hear me? This is Stephanie.
Yep, I can hear you, and you can hear me. I think it's just on their side. You're muted, Lisa. Yeah, you're muted. I can't hear you, but I'll keep talking and see if maybe somebody can hear me, or like closed captioning is an option. I could try talking louder, but all sorts of settings.
Now you can hear me, right?
I can hear you now because you unmuted.
Sweet. Sweet. Thank you for your patience. This is the very first hybrid out of Apache Junction. And as you can tell, it's also multi-camera. So it's a little different.
Hi. My friends, AJ Democrats, LD7 Democrats. Who do I see for Pinell County?
It's me.
Well, that's you.
We have a candidate. We have candidate Mike Montel here.
Can she sign your box for me?
Yes.
Hey, you gotta get over here. Get over here.
You got any questions for him?
Okay. If whoever wins, if it's not you, will you promise to get behind the person that does win? And I want them to promise if you win, they'll get behind you. What do you say?
Absolutely. I was precinct committeeman in Superior in the past. We had a really good turnout last election. We're actually a nice little sparkle of blue and a big sea of red out here in our district. So I'm very proud of that. And we'll get behind everybody.
All right. So you giving her power of attorney to mock your box on here? Right?
Yeah.
So Mike, I guess you got lucky. You got the communications director of Pinell County marking your box. All right, here you can mark your box.
Here, no, you mark.
You can also just do it as a gimme and just Like everybody check it.
All right, here you go. You can do it. I'm watching.
Hi.
Hi, ladies. We have Mike Montel, which is
Okay,
running
and you're in the county. Okay.
which
It's like,
is running
is
for
that
Senate.
Rose?
And LD7. Do you guys happen to have any questions for him?
You can mark, I'll mark one off.
Hi, how you doing? Is that Rose? Rosie?
Say hi, Rosie.
Who is that?
That's Mike
Right.
Montel.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Hi,
That's you?
how are you?
He's right there. He's
All,
on Zoom.
all you old codgers grow these gray beards. We can't see who you are.
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah. Do you have any questions for him?
I do not.
All
I
right.
just got here. I'm getting organized.
All right.
Yeah.
So Heather Cam, while I figure out, did you get on there? All right, I'm going. Hi. You can
Hi.
All right. So we are going to put you guys down here for just a minute while I go let someone in.
Sure. Stephanie, what made you show up this evening?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Right?
What brought you to
Alright.
showing up this evening on the Zoom call?
I'm on the board.
All right.
Well, I couldn't make it
For
tonight,
some
so
reason, I
I'm
think I am.
remotely zooming in.
There we
I
go.
couldn't
How's
make the
that?
actual
I think
meeting
everybody's
tonight.
got it. Heather, I'm gonna just unmute you. You're just gonna unmute.
Unmute myself too.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I did. So where are you out of?
I can't figure out how that part's working.
I'm in kind of the East Mesa
okay.
area, Southeast Mesa,
Roberto, Mr. Carr,
Meridian and Ray.
I've made it to where you can
Okay.
actually unmute yourself if you would like to
Is that one of the areas with a
speak
lot
up
of
or
development?
participate.
Yeah,
All right,
the
as you can
Radiant
see, here
and
comes our
Baltimore
Heather Cam.
area,
This is Heather
Bellavista,
Gerson. Awesome,
Highland
awesome. And
Ridge,
she is going to be
th-
going
those-
around
those
too,
kind of areas.
asking people how they're enjoying the meeting
Okay.
and everything. Off to Heather Cam.
Yeah, I think everything is going to be developed all along that 60 there from probably Gold Canyon on down into the valley eventually. Everything they can build on at least.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes,
Okay.
things are developing very quickly.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you've driven between the valley and Florence lately, but they have a whole solar farm out there now, and
Oh, really?
there's talks of developing. I believe it's like a combination RV mobile home.
Oh,
park.
really?
Yeah,
I think I am.
I can hear you, Heather. Heather, you're muted. How about yourself, Roberto? What brings you to the meeting this evening? If you're there, I don't see your cameras on, so I'm not even sure if you're monitoring the channel or just kind of waiting until things get more exciting. Yeah, I guess he's
So, Mike, are you running for office?
Hi. Who are you?
Are you a candidate for office?
Yeah, I'm running for the Senate and LD7.
I am AJ Dempster.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
I'm running for the Senate
meet
and
you.
Legislative District 7.
Okay,
Well, you tell people about where you're from and who you're running for.
Yeah, I grew up in Tucson. I was and I've never run for county before, but I'm running for president because this option can do a lot more.
Drop a camera in the bottom, because if there's human remains.
So what you're getting everybody? Do you want to sign my petition?
Sure, would love to.
Has anyone
Yeah,
there you go.
They take a lead. Whoa, now. I don't know if West Virginia with the coal mine and Missouri with caves.
I have not. Heather, you're then. Nice to meet you.
I was on my bike.
Oh, Oh, I'm so familiar. Yeah.
But if we got, do you know whether or not Mark has been using the camera?
Oh, my pleasure.
Let's get a, somebody might. Gotta get a long line. Rapid, third. But we gotta check. To see if it was, because, you know. Usually it's- Nobody ever finds, well. There's no standard.
First 10 years of this century, 400 people have come to the And the wondering part about that, right, is 150. So think about that. Odds are you're gonna die.
If you could, yeah, but if you could get injured and crawl out of there, man, that's a miracle. But that's one of the most interesting.
How you doing? What's your name? My name is Shirley.
The only one.
Nice to meet you, Shirley. Nice to meet you. Who do you work for?
Oh.
That's right.
I was trying to look it up one time. And it's a wild job. Working with you, it's well paid. I don't know what they. I might have to take it in non-paying, don't just go around with you know. You cover the bills in the hotel, I'll go with you. We'll go out there and do some measuring and just answer my, because what if you, maybe not, maybe one's only kids. Have a rope on the truck, I throw it down, tie it to the bumper. Okay, crawl out, I'm backing up barely, you know, less than 1 mile an hour. It'd be good to have somebody with you. I think when you go to these towns, they have some city of Bay Shore, they're small towns. You know, but,
Era
I
yeah,
suppose.
and their other colonies.
Art, but.
It's the same thing. Both are wealthy. More money. No better. Yeah.
Less.
Fight fine for it. Just think about it. Unfortunately, I don't think it's real tactical. It's not.
All right, checking in. Is everybody doing okay?
Right.
I'll get back. Brian.
Building conversation.
Can you hear me?
I know, I'm not muted. Everyone doing good? Just give me a thumbs up because it's noisy and I can't hear you.
Oh my, I'm.
Chad,
Can you check the chat?
Well, there you
So
go. That's
are
right.
you running on the?
If you don't mind doing it. That way.
all right, so.
It is inconvenience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Plus I can count. I was,
Now, like, try to these words. Yes, I would accept.
Heather is muted.
Have we lost audio?
It shows that
Have we lost audio?
no. So if you look under Heather's name, it's got the red mic with the red line through it. That means that she hit mute. I think they're trying to tell us all to mute, but they also muted the person we're supposed to be listening to. So
If they want to hear. Noisy. Thanks for the.
You know, I even brought my resume, one copy. But, you know, I believe just like any job, I'm trying to run for a job. And that job is a lot about my experience. So I'll give you some highlights. I worked for President Obama for 8 years. I was at the U.S. Department of Treasury doing CDFI community development. I then was at the Small Business Administration for 6.5 years. I ran all of our field operations, supported small businesses all over the United States, including here. Over the past decade, I've been running an organization that supports all the private schools nationwide. So I know right here. I worked in the United States. So I had been doing politics most of my career in the community. There's very few people at this table, this
I
long
don't
table,
think this is going to
that
work.
has that type of experience. But beyond that, I have the grit and the connections and the energy to win and go head to head with someone like Mark Lamb or Jay Feely. Why would you want a kicker when you can get a quarterback? Right? I mean, so here's my
thing on Americans everywhere. So, like she was saying, paid time off for new parents, that's very important to us. As you can see, we are fortunate to have paid time off for our jobs. When we had Charlotte here, and that was, I mean, I gotta spend 5 weeks at home with my newborn, and that was meant the world to me. On top of being so important for the health and safety of the newborn. So we're the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We're basically the only country, we are the only developed country in the world that does not guarantee some form of paid time off to new parents. We really need to catch up with the rest of the world there. We can afford to do it. Some states are taking it into their own hands. Colorado has a proposal that I think we should keep, that recently passed, that we should keep our eye on, I think. But I'd like to see that implemented nationwide. We want people to have kids, so we need to make it possible for people to have kids. So water's an interesting issue here, and it's something that, yeah. So it's funny. I'm an attorney, and learned more about water law than I thought I would ever have to in the last year or so. Just incidental things for practice. The Colorado River Compact is fascinating, and Arizona kind of gets the short end of the stick with it because we are so far down the Colorado River, and we just don't have, we don't have the usage rights that places like California does, because California had all that historical usage. So I'd like to see just the best thing we can do for now is encouraging more efficient uses of water here. So that way we're not blowing through the resources we have while we innovate new ways to get water brought in. So I'd like to see less a federal policy issue, but I'd like to see homeowners transition away from grass and into native plants. Maybe that's something we can have tax credits or things like that available at the federal government level to encourage. And it's also more of a state level issue, but our utilities need to be a little more careful with approving the expansions. We use too much water. Residential areas use too much water, and then agriculture is that. And not to undersell how important it is that we use our water resources for agriculture, because it is important, but we need to encourage the kind of innovation that makes agriculture more water efficient. Exactly. I think it's.
Yes, it is.
Are we just giving you our pitch or what's
Yeah, so this is 50, for anybody who doesn't know.
hello guys.
5.
I'm so glad you guys are joining us. I'm Elizabeth. I'm a nurse and a mom and a patient advocate, and I'm amongst the line of folks here running to replace Andy Biggs and actually put real representation in Congress. As a nurse, I've fought for your health care every day of my career, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, and I intend to take that same fierce advocacy to protect your health care. Because when we protect your health care, we protect your paycheck, we protect your home budget. Healthcare is the biggest driver of the economy in Arizona. And yet we're slashing jobs left and right. Yesterday, the Department of Education said, oh, guess what? All of these mid-level professional degrees like nurse practitioners, these don't count anymore. So we have got to move forward in a way that protects y'all's healthcare, protects my healthcare. And having been on both sides of the bedside as both a nurse and a patient, many times I know what that struggle looks like. And I'm here to tell you that I'm the fighter that's going to really protect our healthcare, take our public schools back from the grift of the vouchers, and to ensure economic stability and fairness when it comes to giving everybody a chance to thrive, not just survive. So I'm excited to be here. I was very thrilled to earn your vote. And yeah, I'm excited to see who's actually here, but this is super cool. Questions or?
They're not yet.
Okay.
They're having a hard time hearing. A lot of background noise.
All right, fair enough. Hopefully you can hear at some point, but nice to meet you all. Come back if you have questions. Thank you. I love the roving cat.
Roaming camp. Sorry. I know the noise is terrible, Stephanie. Let's see what we do. They can't hear. Can't.
Mike, Lisa Sainer, the communications director. Of all of you. For those of you that are, those that we have online, it is awesome to hear all of the conversations and right along with all of them. They can really hear you. So Heather Kim, who is right here, if you guys have the opportunity to see her out in the hallway so that she can interact with you and the other people that are on there. So that we, right now, all they're doing is trying to people.
Yes. Yeah, let's go. All right, making our way. Our way. Going out. All right.
Right.
So, what is your name and what are you running for?
My name is Chris James. I'm running for U.S. House of Representatives CD5.
All right. We have any questions out there in Zoom land?
Hi, everyone in Zoom land. I was told that I needed to bring my humor today. So, well, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I live in Gilbert, Arizona, but my mom lives out here in Apache Junction. So she comes out here in the wintertime, and she lives off of Meridian there. So I'm very familiar with the community. Look, you're going to hear a lot of information from a lot of people today. All of our congressional candidates, we all have about 90% of the same talking points. But I want you to think about when you start listening to these people, who actually has a chance to win in November of 2026, and really think about that type of candidate that can represent you and represent our district, and who can go head to head with a Mark Lamb or a Jay Freely or whoever that might just be a Magda megaphone. So we need a congressional person that can go head to head with them and really be able to take our district to Congress and really represent us. And we have not been represented for a very long time. So I do hope, look me up at chrisjames4az.com. You can get all the information about my background, who I am, and would love your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate that. All right. Nice and cool out here. All right, this is Jonathan Hill, and he's running for
The Corporation Commission,
yes.
which is the most important office that no one has ever heard of.
Yes, and how long have you been here? Where are you from?
So I'm originally from Kingman, Arizona. But I grew up in Phoenix, and now I live in Tempe. And I work at ASU.
All right. Do we have any questions for Mr. Jonathan Hill here?
Have you run for something before? Because your name and face look familiar.
What was
Has he run for any office before? Because his name and face seem familiar.
Have you run for an office before because your face doesn't look familiar?
Oh, okay, so I ran for the Corporation Commission in the last election cycle, 2024. Obviously, we didn't prevail in the end, but we learned so much in the process that we decided to give it another try.
Request so that Heather could get other candidates.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Jonathan
and thank
Hill.
you to everyone online for dialing in today. Really appreciate it.
So
Thank you.
much. All right. Hello. Good. How are you? We got
Good.
Mr. Justin
That's me.
Hoff.
Running for Congress in CD5.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And how long have you been here?
I just got here about 15 minutes ago, so I'm sort of acclimating to getting to know everybody. They parked me right next to Elizabeth Lee, who,
Okay.
we're getting to know each other a little bit, so it's awesome out here.
From Apache Junction?
No, I'm a native Arizonan, though, born and raised. I'm from Wickenburg, as a matter of fact. So Apache Junction is kind of like the Phoenix greater area version of Wickenburg in my
Yeah,
mind.
right.
Very rural, very connected to its historical roots.
That's right. All right. And what's your passions for running?
I'm a blue collar progressive. So this fight to me is about beating Mark Lamb. It's about beating Turning. It's about beating this march towards authoritarianism and about bringing some real working class values back to Washington. So for me, what that means is overturning Citizens United, getting corporate money out of government, enacting universal health care, and eliminating the income cap on Social Security so that our senior citizens can retire with dignity. So really what I'm trying to do is what I think is pretty common sense, but also opposed by a lot of the moneyed interests. And us blue collar progressives need to start standing up and fighting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Let me see if there's any questions. Any questions out there? No questions. Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure. And if you do have questions, we throw a lot of our information on votejustinpoff.com. It's not just one thing I really hate is when politicians say, elect me and I'll do X, Y, and Z, and it's just blank platitudes. So we put a lot of effort into saying, here's what we'll do if we're elected, here's how we're going to do it. And the purpose of that is if I'm asking for your vote for leadership, I also expect accountability. And I want to give you something to hold me accountable to. So
I have a question.
Oh, so we have a question. Go ahead, Stephanie.
I'm somewhat new to Arizona. I know about Andy Biggs. The hand is over the camera.
I
Hello?
can hear you, Stephanie.
Okay, so I'm somewhat new to Arizona. I spent 25 years in California. So Andy Biggs is obviously retiring. Do you foresee Mark Lamb to be similar to Andy Biggs or further to the right?
Yeah, so Andy Biggs isn't quite retiring. He's running for governor. And right now he's doing really, really well. And that's not a good thing for Arizona.
He's retiring from his seat, though, and he would be replaced if Mark Lamb was to be his successor. But Do you see them as being similar, or are they, is one further
Oh
to the
yeah,
right
I
than
see
the
them
other?
as the exact same thing. I think Mark
Okay.
Lamb is very performative. This is the third different election he's running in 4 years. And the only one that he ran unopposed. So he is somebody that likes to be out in front of the camera. He likes getting attention, but he doesn't really stand for anything. I encourage anybody watching to go to his page and watch his campaign videos, because what he ends up saying is, I represent conservative values. I am all about guns, God, and America. And it's like, well, that doesn't mean anything. What are you really going to do if you're elected? And he sounds a lot like Andy Biggs did when he was first elected. And Andy Biggs, part of the reason I'm running is because Andy Biggs told his constituents, I never break with Trump. I vote with them 100% of the time. And now that it's become politically toxic to vote with Trump 100% of the time, he's starting to finally break with them. But it's all about, for him, it's all about survival. And now that he's running for governor, he's just doing whatever it takes to earn votes. Mark Lamb and Andy Biggs are two of the same kind of politician, the kind that tells you what you want to hear, but behind closed doors never represents what you need them to do.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. So,
Nice.
thank you so much. I'm gonna head back in there and sign some bingo
You
cards.
got it.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you. I'm melting. All right, so we can get a look at the window. No. Thank you. I didn't. Thank you.
Today. You
Trying to find another candidate here, folks. Nick. You have the hallway checked yet?
Didn't you already get me? Oh, okay. Where do you want to go?
Pardon me. Excuse me. All right. Okay.
You can ask me questions, or what do you want me to
Yeah.
do?
So this is Nick Mansour. He's running for treasurer.
I'm running for the treasurer's office. Yep.
And if you have any questions, please go ahead and chime in comments. And you have a website as well.
We have a website. It's mansourforarizona.com. MANSOURFOR Arizona.com. Spelled out Arizona, the whole word. And I'm running for the treasurer's office to increase opportunities for all Arizonans. I'm focused on improving our education by increasing our investment in education, which the treasurer can do without raising taxes. That's one. Two, growing our economy, growing our state, attracting companies and jobs in a sustainable way. And number three, making sure we use our resources in a fiscally responsible manner. One example would be the vouchers, ESAs, which we are not spending our money wisely, and the treasurer can have an impact in that waste, which I intend to do. And last but not least, I am running to restore some decency to our politics. We are just way too extreme. Witness everything that's going on in DC. We need to bring our community back together again. How's that?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Any questions for me or?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, you have to hear it.
Yeah, so I'm curious, what does he plan to do to support specifically rural communities?
Okay. Yeah. Well, listen, specifically rural communities, everything I'm talking about affects rural communities too. So let me give you an example. We have an endowment fund in our state that's $10 billion fund. It's dedicated mostly for education. We do not invest it in a very wise way. Over the last dozen years, it's cost us about $3 billion. You heard that right, $3 billion. And that money, so we're going to change how we invest that endowment, and that money goes to communities, schools throughout the state, all schools. So that's just one example of how I hope to help rural communities. And I should add, I have roots in rural communities. My dad was born and raised in Superior, and I've got relatives who grew up in other mining towns near here. So rural communities are near and dear to my heart.
Well, if you ever want to come visit Superior again, I'd be happy to show you around.
Oh,
Superior.
oh, you're in Superior? Oh, okay, yeah, great. Well, Mansour.
Mike, yeah.
Okay, Mike. Hey, how are you? I don't know if well, anyways, that'd be great. I could show you where my grandparents lived and the bar and all that. So, anyways, that'd be fun.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is that
All
it?
right, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks so much. All right, Dr. Johnson, it's nice to see you. I'm got the cameras going for Zoom, the Zoom world.
How y'all doing?
And this is Dr. Gary Johnson. He's running for CD5. Any questions, you can, again, go to Zoom and comments. And also, if you have a website people can go to.
Johnson, voteforjohnson.com.
All right.
Voteforjohnson.com. Looking forward to speaking to you. Anything y'all have questions about, that I'm here for you. I'm the next Congress.
And where do you live?
I am in Santana Valley, Arizona.
All right.
So ready to get started, ready to go to work, ready to work with you all. So anybody who work with me, I'm working with you, going to DC, back in the district, I'm here to serve people. It's hard for you. So I'm the next person to be selected.
What's your passions you're running on?
Right now, so housing is taken care of, to get affordable nutrition. I think that's big on Medicaid, Medicare. We want to make sure that's taken care of. And I'm going to work with our seniors and our veterans. So I want to make sure that those that produce Medicaid is coming up within the next couple of months. We got to make sure that we come so we don't get this deadline down. So I just want to make sure that all of our institutions in our district is taken care of with our seniors, our kids, and nutrition, and our seniors and veterans. So that's some things I'm focusing on right now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Johnson.
Thank you.
You did great. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Hang on. And we have Ms. Elizabeth Lee running CD5
Hey
here.
guys, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I know it was loud in the room, but my name is Elizabeth Lee and I'm a nurse and a mom and a board certified patient advocate. And I am running for the US House seat in CD5 to give the folks of this district real representation for once and for all. As a healthcare provider and also as somebody who suffered from a rare genetic disease from a very young age in a poor family, where my parents worked union jobs and we still barely made ends meet. Healthcare was always a suffering, it was a struggle. And it wasn't guaranteed by any means. And it wasn't until I became a nurse myself as a second career that I hacked my medical records and I put the puzzle together. And I think that no one in America, in this richest country on planet Earth, nobody should have to be a detective when it comes to their own health. And I also fiercely, fiercely, fiercely believe that when we take back public education in this state, we actually solidify our economy. When we take back both education and healthcare, because healthcare is the biggest driver of the Arizona economy. We just saw a new announcement from the Department of Education, or what's left of it, that we're now going to declassify professional degrees like nurse practitioners, physician's assistants, speech language pathologists, licensed clinical social workers. We're going to declassify those folks as professional degrees and keep them from borrowing the money they need to get through graduate school so that they can do those jobs. So now we've taken even another hatchet to our healthcare problem. When we take the reins back on that, we protect Medicare, we protect your Social Security, we protect your budget, we protect your ability to age with grace and dignity. And so it is my deep belief, especially as a kid that came from an impoverished little town in Ohio, I think that everybody should have the same chance to thrive and not just survive. And when I get to Congress, my first priority will be protecting your healthcare, our kids' education, and our economy so that we can all thrive together. Anyone have any questions? It's so good that you were all able to join virtually.
If you have questions later, do you have a website?
I do. It's Nurse Lee, L-E-E. So Nurse Lee, the number 4, AZ.com. So it's Nurse Lee 4, AZ.com. You can also find us on all the social medias at the same handle at Nurse Lee for AZ.
I have a question.
You're welcome.
You have a question?
Awesome.
Given your healthcare background, is it your position to propose a universal healthcare nationwide and or to expand the ACA to make it more affordable for everyone, including private insurance? So it's a two-pronged question. Universal healthcare, yes or no? As the reasons why, or expansion of the Affordable Care Act, and then making it more affordable for people to participate in the in each of the states. Each of the
Amazing
states,
questions. What's her name? What's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, thank you.
Stephanie,
This is such an important question because the American healthcare system is never going to go to universal healthcare overnight. So protecting the Affordable Care subsidies as they stand today is a crucial part of us coming to the table with an actual healthcare plan that moves us in a stepwise fashion towards Medicare for all. The National Nurses Union has an amazing education program out right now about how a stepwise fashion towards universal healthcare is really not out of reach at all. The money is there. By ending the payroll tax cap, we can actually pour all the money that's needed into universal healthcare. The other thing you mentioned, which is so important, is costs are out of control. A brief story, when I was a nurse in a local hospital, we had this challenge. It was like an innovation challenge. And I said, what can I do to save us money as a department? And so I came up with this clever idea. It's really not that novel, but I said, how about when the supply people come and stock all the shelves, they put the prices on the sticker. Within 1 month, our supply costs went down by 25%. So just by having it in front of you, nurses made smarter choices. So not only with that, but I've also helped drive the cost of infertility care down, not just here in Arizona, where I helped to build one of the most successful, affordable, and accessible fertility clinics in the country. But then I took that same recipe, which was all about cost containment. I took that recipe across the country and helped other places expand into more rural areas where traditionally that care doesn't go. But you're right, it comes down to, I think in the short term, we have to subsidize, or we have to protect the subsidies, because we can't just quadruple people's healthcare premiums overnight. That's not feasible. While at the same time making moves so that we can financially move towards Medicare for all. So I would not oppose Medicare for all, not at all.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay. We'll come back and find me if there are. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Sure will.
glad you
Thank
could
you
hear me.
so much. Yes. All right.
It's something everybody needs. It's perfect. Because we have this efficient system designed to take money out of our pocket. They talk about profitability. Profit. It's
Right. All right. Oh, okay. We have Mr. Brian Walde here running for CD5. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in Zoom. Or there's also a website you can go to, which is
www.hualde4congress.com. It's my last name, waldeforcongress.com.
all right. And you're running for CD5, of course. And what are your passions that you're running on?
The two main focuses on my primary platform are healthcare access and public education. Those are two of the main focuses that I have, because there's been a clear divide after the budget reconciliation back in July as to how many people will continue to have access to care after the Medicaid funding cuts, and now with the ACA premiums going away. Those are things that are going to cause more problems than people have any idea. And I think it's extremely important that we start investigating the gaps that are going to exist after this access goes away, and find ways to protect these people that have lost access to care. So that's one of my focuses right now. And also in public education, the voucher system doesn't work. People choosing private schools are already paying for those schools and just using the system to buffer their own choices. If they wanted public funding for their child's education, they should go to a public school. Some of my thoughts, I think that we should do better for our lower income areas, our Title I schools. I think we should find ways to incentivize teachers through programs like relieving some of their student debt if they decide to work in some of those areas that are underserved. I also think that if we had the ability to have more robust trade training coming out of high school from our students, some of those students that don't necessarily want to go into higher education would have the ability to step straight into the workforce and not struggle coming out of school because they were prepared for college, something they never intended to or wanted to do. So those are some of my thoughts on public education, healthcare access. Open to any questions. But
Any questions? Mr. Brian Walde. Coming through. Thank you very much. And again, go to his website if you have any other questions later on. Go. I feel you now. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wow, this is cool around here. There's a lot of
Yeah. All right. We have Blake Brock running for CD5.
Hi, everyone. Like you said, I'm Blake. I'm running for the U.S. House of Representatives. My platform is focused mainly on affordability issues that are facing everyday Americans. So I'm focusing my platform on universal health care. It's something that I think it's time that we move towards. The U.S. pays almost double per capita on healthcare than any other developed nation. And we're essentially the only developed nation that doesn't have some form of guaranteed healthcare. We're the wealthiest nation in the history of the world. We can afford, and in fact, we can't afford not to give everyone the kind of the healthcare that they need. Ultimately, healthcare is just like a utility. It's just like the water we drink. It's a necessity, and it's something that you don't really have much of a choice in. The free market simply does not work in necessary healthcare. We need to recognize that, like we recognize that for other utilities. And then the rest of my platform is about affordable housing and really just giving people the opportunity to be successful. Government policy, it affects housing in a huge way, especially building. Really, the experts agree that the biggest issue that we're facing as far as why housing is so unaffordable is because over the last 10, 15 years, we haven't had building keep up with demand. And part of the problem is that builders aren't incentivized to build anything other than, your 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. The reality is there's a gap now between the renters and what the renters would usually be able to afford as a first-time home, and then the homes that are actually available. So we need more of that inventory to fill up that gap. It's unfortunately just not something that's profitable in the pure free market ecosystem. And so we need to use the purse of the United States government to encourage that development that we want. That's something tangible that the House of Representatives can do. And lastly, something I'm really focusing on is empowering labor unions to effectively represent workers. Really, joining a labor union is one of the best opportunities that many Americans of any education level can have to find stable, high quality employment, good benefits, and ultimately unions are the one thing standing in the way of the oligarchs taking more money out of our pockets and keeping all of that productivity, all of that extra profitability for themselves. And so we need to empower the labor unions to effectively represent workplaces. We need to crack down on union busting. I'm sure many of you are aware about the Starbucks strike that's going on in some states right now. Starbucks has been just notorious for their union busting practices since baristas started to organize. We need to crack down on those. One thing we can do at the federal level right now is there's legislation called the PRO Act that would accomplish a lot of these things. It's hopefully going to be a very effective legislation. I don't think it goes far enough. I'd like to see us repeal most of Taft-Hartley, which is the legislation that restricts a lot of union activity in the United States. It prevents American unions from doing a lot of the things that our European counterparts just take for granted, and really tips the balance of power in favor of the employer. And especially for those big workplaces, that's just not fair to the workers. So we need to make it easier to organize. We need to give the unions the tools that they need to effectively represent their constituents. That's a little bit about me. If you want to learn more, my website is brockforcongress.com. That's got some more information about my policy platforms and a way to get in contact with me if you want to find out more. I'll be happy to answer emails, answer questions. Find me on TikTok, Instagram. Find me on all your socials. Hope to hear from all of you.
Thank you so much, Blake. It was very nice talking to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Hope you guys enjoyed our Heather camp. Is it much quieter for it to be going outside and talking to the candidates? Give Heather a thumbs up for the great work that she is doing. I greatly appreciate it. Jesse.
Thank you.
Steve.
Welcome everybody on Zoom. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
For logging in. And I hope you guys get something out of it. We got a great bunch of candidates here. And we're having a lot of good conversations. And we welcome you guys next time to a live event like this. It'll be great.
This is great. Here we go. So how do you guys feel about the candidates here tonight?
Really well. I wish we had gotten everybody, but we got almost everybody, and I think that's gone really well. I wish our other LD7 candidate, I wish would have been able to make it, but otherwise, I think it's been busy, productive. And it's good to have a night that's just kind of like a free form, kind of like a mingling, like just everybody just kind of like talks. We all have like a night together as Democrats. So like I think it's gone really well. So I would ask your opinion. You're on stream right now though. So
Yeah, it's Jeffrey Fitzwater Castle, everybody in Zoomland. His father.
hi.
What's your name again? I forgot. Michael. That's right. Sorry about that.
It's good to talk to the candidates face to face instead of sending an email or a letter and just getting a free form stamp and return response. So
Yes.
it's the grassroots movements that we need to start with to do something to make everything better for everybody. And sharing ideas. This is what the founding fathers did. The pub, they'd get together, they'd complain about what was going on, they'd find ways to fix it. And we need to be doing more of this.
Yes.
That's long and short of it is people need to talk. Right, that's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Nice
you.
talking to you. All right. Here. All right. So please introduce yourself and what are you running for?
Hi, my name is Dr. Terry Leyva Reese, and I am running to be the next state superintendent of public instruction. I'm working to replace Tom Horn.
Yes, we love that. And if people out there in Zoomland, if you have any questions, go ahead and write them in comments or shout out there. And also, if you have a website folks can go to.
I do. It's Dr. Reese for Arizona. So DRRUIZFOR, Arizona, all spelled out, .com.
And where are you from?
So I am here. I'm a third generation Arizonan, raised in South Phoenix. I've been an educator for 35 years, and 25 of those I taught math across all grade levels, middle school, high school, and at the community college. And I retired as the president at Glendale Community College in 23 and decided that now is the time to make a difference across the state because Arizona needs to have a champion who's going to advocate for our students all around Arizona. And I got angry with what I saw happening. The current superintendent is suing our schools. He's attacking our teachers, attacking our students, threatening to withhold resources from our schools. Everything possible to fail. The person whose job it is to advocate for public schools is failing Arizona. That's unacceptable. So I decided I needed to do something about it. And so here I am. I'm an educator. We need to put an educator back in this important seat. I've been endorsed by former Superintendent Kathy Hoffman, elected officials around Arizona, and I'm asking for your support as well. Going onto my website, sign my petition, donate to support my campaign. Let's put a teacher back into this important role.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you plan to abolish ESAs completely?
I could, I would. I'm going to talk about the universal ESA, the universal voucher. So not taking anything away from our families with children with special needs and disabilities. So focusing just on the universal voucher. If I could wave the magic wand and make that go away, I would. But that's controlled by the state legislature. But what I can do is be transparent with data. I can no longer do auto approval. So right now, current superintendent is auto approving any receipt under $2,000, no questions asked, unchecked, unchallenged, and costing Arizona upwards of $125 million. I'm not going to do that. So I'll be transparent with data. I'll stop the auto approvals. I will no longer sue our schools. In fact, back to the ESAs, talking about creating a dashboard so that we as citizens and taxpayers, we will know where our hard-earned dollars are being spent. There's so many problems with the universal vouchers. We don't know who's teaching the children. We don't know what the children are learning, and we don't know what their academic progress is. Most people don't know that. And so I would use my position as the superintendent of public instruction to make sure that across Arizona, we know where our dollars are going. We would know the harm that this out of control empowerment scholarship account vouchers are causing. And coming back to our students, how do we know what the return on investment is? How do we know if our students are learning what they're supposed to be learning? I would advocate every day for public education.
Thank you so much, Dr.
I have a question.
Oh, Stephanie has a question. You have to listen. Oh, go ahead, Stephanie.
Arizona is like one of the worst states in the union with regard to funding for public education. I think it's like almost last. And so there's a chronic underfunding for public education. So given that, plus the current federal government, the Trump administration is looking to I presume as much as Arizona gets a lot of its funding from federal sources of federal revenue for education. So given that the current administration is looking to dissolve the federal Department of Education, where do you expect to see the funding come from? And how do we basically educate the average Arizonan to step up to the bar to fund public education?
Really good questions. It's true. We are 49th in the nation in per pupil funding. 49th. We are last in academic progress. We're last in how we pay our teachers, and all of this really is pivots on how we fund education in Arizona. And for 50 years, Arizona has consistently underfunded and not prioritized public education. So what I would do is advocate for that. So back to the other question about what's happening at the federal government. Trump is, yes, we saw just recently the dismantling, truly the dismantling of the Department of Education, siphoning off important critical departments to 4 different agencies. So where is the money going to come from? Right now, on average, Arizona schools receive 12% of their funding comes from the federal government. But that's on average. There are some schools, especially in our rural communities, where it's upwards of 1/3 of their budget comes from the federal government. Now imagine, those dollars may come into Arizona as block grants. Who's going to be responsible for allocating that? Is it the current superintendent? Because if that's the case, I would not trust that they're actually going to go to public education. Is it our legislature? Again, I would not trust that it's going to be allocated to public schools. That's another reason why we must put an educator back into this important seat, somebody who understands the nuances and somebody who can fight every single day so that Arizona kids around Arizona, we have 1.1 million kids in public education, have access to the resources that they need and deserve, and insist that our state legislature funds Arizona's education system, prioritize it so that right now we have 4,000 teacher vacancies across Arizona. Right now, 4,000 classrooms have a long-term sub or some kind of substitute in the class. That's unacceptable. That has a direct and immediate impact on our students' academic progress. And again, I would fight every single day to advocate for public education.
Thank you. Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ruiz. Would you like to go in the hallway with me? Sure. Aaron Spencer. We've got Mr. Brian Matlock running for State Mining Inspector.
Hello, Zoomers. I'm so happy you were able to come out here and join us. We have a great experience going here. So many good candidates. You know me already, but you know me. If you don't, my name's Brian Matlock, and I'm running for Arizona State Mine Inspector. And I'll be the first mine inspector as a Democrat in 50 years once I'm elected. But I'll need your help. You can help me by signing my petition. So if you just go to the Secretary of State's webpage, look up where you can sign the petitions, you'll find me. I'm the only Democrat running. So what will I do different? Well, right now, folks that have been running the show, they haven't been getting the job completely done. There hasn't been a newsletter in almost 2 years. There hasn't been an annual report since 22. So what I'm going to do is make sure that all of these things get done and we have community interaction that we need to have. It's important. If you're going to be around a mine, you need to have faith that your mine is a good neighbor. Is there any questions I can ask of the group might have?
Oh, Stephanie has a question. Okay, go ahead, Steph. Oh, you're muted.
Speaker.
Brian is my favorite mining inspector, and I fully support you.
Thank you,
what are
Stephanie.
some
Good to
of-
see you.
I'm sorry I'm not there tonight, but I wish I was there, but I couldn't make it due to a transportation issue. But what are some of the key Arizona mining issues? I know that water scarcity is a potential issue for mining and mining inspection, or just the quality driven by other demand for minerals like copper and groundwater use. What are some of the larger kind of safety issues with regard to mining inspection and mines in general in Arizona?
That's a very good question there, Stephanie. So I'm going to I'll answer part of it right away. If we're talking about what's one of our biggest risks right now, it happens up north, and it has to do with the uranium mines. Okay, so we do have an active uranium mine up there. It's the Pinyon Plains mine. It's an underground mine. It's in the Navajo Nation. And they've been working with the Navajo people to have a pretty good mine plan. So they're managing their water, their dust, and they're doing a pretty good job up there. But the bigger danger up there, which is another major part of the mine inspector's job, is there's a number of abandoned uranium mines up there, and those need to be secured. And that's a big and very sophisticated job. So I've made contact with a Native American scientist, Dr. Tommy Rock, and I'll be working with him once I'm elected to figure out how we're going to mitigate the issues up there. A little exciting thing on that I want to share with you is when we talk about risk assessments, and I'm sure you're familiar with doing a risk assessment, that oftentimes people feel if they're not exposed to the toxin, then there's no risk to them. Well, most of the time that's correct, but not in our native cultures. Here's why. Back east with the Mohawk people, they would live near an automotive plant where they were dumping PCBs into the soil. Because of that, the native people were no longer able to raise the food that they would normally eat, either from agriculture or through livestock like sheep and goats and that sort of thing. So they had to abandon their natural diet and go to a more, what we would call maybe a white man's diet. Now they're under a whole different risk set because of cholesterol, high-fat meals that their culture was not used to. So now they're not exposed to the toxin, but now they have a whole different risk that's being presented to them. So those are some of the important things that we'll be having to deal with also with our uranium mines up north.
What would you say about new mining operations like resolutions? Oh, sorry, I'm going to go to it again. Resolutions, coppers, and potential effects on ecosystem and community compared with the economic development and opportunity these kinds of operations provide. Mike Montiel.
And that's a very confident and a good question. First of all, I get asked that one a lot. And one thing I do want to point out when it comes to new mines, it's really important that you understand that the mine inspector has to stay in their lane. So when it comes to permitting, that's not the mine inspector's purview. But the mine inspector does have actions at the permitting stage has to do with reclamation. So if mines are already permitted and there's a reclamation in plan, in place, then it would be my job to enforce that. Now, talking about resolution specifically, right? That is a very pristine part of our state, and I can understand all of the push and pull there, and that's very troubling for sure. But that is one of the largest copper, if not the largest copper reserve in the country, in the world, actually, and it is going to be mined. So my opinion is that if it is going to be mined, and you're mining in Arizona where 70% of the nation's copper comes from, then you need to be mining using the best practices that you can. And that's what I would expect from the mine when I go to inspect, is that everything they were doing would be top notch. Now, I know a big part of the people's concern, lots of folks' concern, is the crater and the caving that happens because of that mine style. If you go on Google Earth and you compare, you'll see the Ray and Hayden mines in Google Earth, and you can even see Pinto Valley and the KGHM, I think is the mine just north of the 60. You can see those scars. In your mind, maybe you can visualize that the scar that's going to happen from the crater from resolution is going to be about half or less than the size of those mines that are already existing. Is that perfect? No. Is that better? In my opinion, yes.
Any other questions out there? All right, and that's no more questions. Thank you
so
very much, Mr. Brian Matlock.
Thank you.
State Mining Inspector, thumbs up. It's going lovely. I am taking a shot of caffeine. Tell me the stations that you are having today. Oh, it's been phenomenal. Everything that what their passions are, their running on, different things, and it's a hard choice. They're all really wonderful, qualified people, it's a really exciting turnout. We've got a good bit of people here, and it's some really great questions and information.
Yeah. So how do you like being the Apache Junction's first ever mobile camp, aka the Heather Camp?
I love you, Mom. I just want to say that. I'm so honored, and to do this again for everyone. Awesome. All right. Hold on, people. Sorry. Sit you down. Well, everybody's engaged in conversation. Doing good. Yes. Yeah, they're fine. That's it. Mike, I will definitely buy that. Yes, the wireless. Wow, okay. Thank you for that information. This has definitely been a learning experience today. Thank you so much. Oh, still me. All right. Oh, and Mike Montiel was saying to get the wireless mic cell
Yes,
phone.
for your cell phone. Yeah, yeah,
I got it all because.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. And the funny thing is that both of my hands. Are you guys having fun?
We have the best hostess.
Oh, is that? That's good. Yeah. All right. And we have Mr.
I'm Samuel Mark. I'm running for one of the House of Representative seats in Legislative District 7, which goes from Oracle all the way up to Flagstaff.
That's wonderful. And your what district? What your passions are on running?
I've been in customer service for more than 20 years. My most recent job was with Microsoft. I was tech support for Office 365. And that's also my most recent professional certification is security, cybersecurity. The people of Arizona are underserved in terms of security.
And do you have a website people can ask questions, or does anyone have any questions now? Go ahead.
SanitySam.com.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you very much. No questions at this time.
I'm welcome to comments.
If anybody has any questions, I will walk over to them. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is, Stephanie. It's slowing down a little bit. Some people have left, but that's good. Yes, ma'am, they are. They're all done. Presentations are done. Now it's just mingling time. Thank you. And what do you think of all the candidates this evening?
I'm very informative, and we have a lot of really good candidates actually.
Yeah.
Between LD5,
Yes,
I'm excited about a few of them. Yeah,
it's a hard choice.
it is
Thank you. That's Kristen with Lighthouse, Indivisible, Gold Canyon. Really cool people. Our amazing photographer here. Yeah, she's doing a great job. You guys want to see the refreshments you're missing? Huh, Stephanie? Cookies, vegetables, candy, oh, coffee by the gallon.
Heather, can you pass me a cup of coffee?
What was that?
Can you pass me a cup of coffee?
Yes.
Very tasty, very tasty.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Right. Bye, Stephanie. Hello, Lila. Are you having a good time? What do you think about the candidates?
Really? My goodness, I
Yeah.
won't be able to make a decision.
It's hard.
What am I gonna do? I honestly, yes, because I don't know if I talked to you about this. I talked to you about this week. The Department of Homeland Security gave a heads up to the Attorney General's offices in every state that they were going during the holidays. They were going to send ICE to Spanish-speaking churches nationwide. And so the Attorney General offices, someone in them in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New York, blew the whistle. They leaked it out to the press. I read about this in Esquire, Charles Pierce's column, and I think that we should stand out there with a sign and say, no, you don't go to people's churches. That's unthinkable. That is beyond what you have to do that. I think. So either I'm going to call a meeting, or maybe both of us would just call a protest. So I need to get to talk to you about that.
Yeah. I like your opinions.
But yeah, so
Yeah, okay. Let's go see it.
Oh, I have so many t-shirts. I think we should make it maybe on the
Yeah.
You keep thinking, gosh, they couldn't get any lower, and then they go lower.
Yeah. Should be Kristen.
Fight trusted missions. Yes, it's kind of funny about the name. So I've never really that. But I started posting on Facebook some of the stuff. Back when Joe Biden was like, hey, this discrepancy, like, it's not right. And still, but I was very self-conscious about it. Like, get really like angry. And he's like, maybe you're like, okay, this is you're a bad time for so hard. So when I had gone on, the more I was like, we need to do something. Like this is I actually voted for Trump 2016. I didn't know any better at the time, but like this is ever since January 6th, I'm like, what is even happening? So we got together with some friends that were all concerned, and that's when I found Indivisible and Red, White, and Blue. And I'm like, let's start our own group. So we just called it. But the goal is to try and there are different like there's a religious, there's a combined. But we're not like going to be doing any 501 anything. It's just like our like Indivisible, Red, White, and Blue. So we did Indivisible to be able to participate nationally. Then the Red, White, and Blue, which means I use text name. So in Ohio, there was a mom there that kind of got tired of all the Moms for Liberty going to the and loving them. So she started to show up and speak out. And so she ended up starting her own group. But their whole, it's kind of like Indivisible, but their whole mission statement, then there's groups nationwide, is how to change things locally and how to talk to people like in your own backyard, how to, wanted to be on the school board and you wanted to be on the library board, or just your neighbors or friends and family that are confused, don't know what to say. So focuses locally. So we're trying to do local and national, like participate in the fullest extent that we can. Oh, have I? For you, Kristen. The there's a DOJ office, and so they sent out to all the states. That's where I can get opinion colleagues. Where
Thank you. Yeah.
This whitewash so I can have a good photo picture. And feel that. Thank you, thank you. Okay.
There's a minute. Your new friend.
got too quiet in here.
Good.
He said, "Do you want everybody to make like a funny face? You want to
All right. Everybody, do your most
Yeah. We want strong. Good TV.
Like,
Yeah, let's, I'm gonna call you, or should I call you? Yeah. So me and you that we're gonna plan something tomorrow when I call you. Yeah, I'm with you on that. For December. Yeah. I'm excited. I did something weird. I forgot to bring it. I got me and you matching taco head things. They're headbands, you know, that keeps your head back, hair back.
bottom of my purse. She's got pulling everything out. No, I had something for you, but I don't have it anymore. Ooh. I'll get it to you, but if I do this one,
She's this headband. Like, it's a big stuff, like a stuffed animal, no, but it's a taco. I'm on top of the headband. I'm like, she's gonna love this.
yeah.
Did you ever get a tutu?
A whip?
A tutu.
Yes, I did. You know, um, I like all of these people say, God doesn't tell you to do that, right? All of these that's what he said, God is against you.
Very good. Did you get a No King bandana? Right. Okay, I think
Thank
I
you,
got one.
Ron.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah. I'll get you one. What size are you? Okay. I know. Bye, Lila. I gotta get wireless on my phone. Yeah. Okay. I feel like what he's saying. I think I get. I like this one too. So somebody's gonna talk straight on that. Yeah. Learned a lot.
Oh, no, you don't.
We are. Yeah. So too.
What I'm advocating for.
I Yeah.
Right, appreciate that. Good job.
He's you're quite the videographer. Watch my hands. Yeah.